Got some Cougars ready to go here. Cougars from southern New Brunswick. Johnson, McLean, Johnson, LaBelle and Toole for the Caps. Dumped in deep. McLean on the forecheck. Cougars pick up the puck. Look to work it out. A little interference there on the back end. Dumped in by the Cougars. Goes around the net, picked up by Toole. Toole chips it up. He gets it up to Johnson, and Dylan Johnson gets it out. Cougars bring it back in. And they dump it deep. LaBelle's first on that one. They'll pick up the puck. Cougars coiling in hard into the boards there. And they keep it in momentarily, but Hart Johnson picks it up. They're going to go in offside. So that'll come back out into the neutral zone. Mitchell, Munn, Baxter, Tucker, and Gerling out in the Caps. Face-off picked up by Jack Baxter. He's going to go wide on his man. Backhand shot. Rebound came out. Cougars come back the other way. Cougars bring the puck into the middle. That's knocked away by the Caps. Baxter's going to bring the puck out and shove it in deep. Mitchell in on the forecheck. He holds up the puck a little bit, but the Cougars get it out towards the line, but not out. Cougars pick up the loose puck and work it far side, and they dump it in. Tucker and Gerling back for the Caps. Gerling, Tucker miscommunicate a little bit there. Puck comes into the middle. Shot on, saved by Culligan. So we got Ryan Culligan in next here today. That's Mitchell up to Baxter. He's 1-on-4. Denied by the Cougars. Cougars work it up through the middle, long stretch pass, but that'll be icing on the Cougars. Come all the way back down into the Cougar zone. We got Russell, Heffernan, Morton, O'Donnell, and Dinks out for the offensive zone face-off.
Puck comes out to O'Donnell at the line, shot towards the net. Cougars shoot the puck in deep. O'Donnell will be there to pick up the puck. He works it up to Morton on the far side. Morton gets it to Russell. Russell through the neutral zone. He beats his man wide. He's got options out front. Finds Heffernan backdoor, but couldn't get the one-timer. Heffernan shoots it on. Goes wide. Binks keeps it in at the line temporarily. Binks works it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets the line and shoots it in deep. We go for a change. Heffernan, Morton, and O'Donnell, or Russell in for the forecheck. Russell controls behind the net. Tries to get it to the line, but can't connect there. Cougars send it in deep. Tool behind the net. Works it up to Dylan Johnson. Dylan Johnson couldn't control it. It comes out in front. And Cougars score. So 1-0 Cougars. It's a bit of a bad bounce out into the middle of the ice onto the stick of the Cougars player. Able to walk in and beat the goalie left side on the ice. We got McLean, Johnson, Toole, and LaBelle. LaBelle controls the puck. He looks far side to Hart Johnson. Hart puts it into the middle. It's in some feet there. It's out in front. Picked up by the Cougars and sent the other way. Tipped towards the net. Covered by Culligan. So we have Mitchell on Baxter, Tucker, and Gerling out for the defensive zone face-off. Mitchell in for the face-off. That's one back by the Cougars. Play it on the near side board here. Mitchell's going to be on the puck behind the net. He works it over to Tucker. It goes back in behind the net. By the Cougars. Gerling's on the puck. He tries near sideboards. And the Caps do get it in. Cougars put it back in. That's Tucker. He's going to try and regroup a little bit. Plays it to Gerling that almost came in front of the net. Tucker tried to get it out, but it was off of Cougar's body. Stayed in. Comes out in front. Baxter brings it out. He's got Mitchell's got him out in front. Baxter shot high, back in. Caps keep that puck in. Baxter comes out with it. Shot, score. He went short side, blocker side, and beat the goalie. Make it 1-1. So that's Baxter from Mitchell to tie up the game. We'll have Russell, Heffernan, Morton, O'Donnell, and Binks out for the Caps. Knocked away by Binks, but not quite out. Looks like it did come out. Goes over to O'Donnell, gets to Morton. Morton's going to fire that in deep. Heffernan's going to be in on the forecheck. Held up into the corner. Worked around far side and behind the net by the Cougars. Picked off by Heffernan. Heffernan gets it to Morton. Morton with a shot on, but blocked by the Cougars. Cougars try and get it up out this end, but Binks pinches and keeps it in. Another turnover by the Cougars. Caps can't keep it in. Work to the far side by Binks, but Heffernan was going on a change. Cougars are going to work that in deep. Stopped up by Culligan behind the net. Binks comes around the net. Tried to get it to Morton. Shot on. Caps will take the penalty there. Cougars gave the goalie a whack. Caps will take Caps to the penalty kill. McLean, Johnson, LaBelle, and Toole out to the Caps. Trying to kill this off. Cougars play the puck to the line. Come towards the middle. Try and go back door. Picked up by LaBelle. He couldn't quite get that out of the zone. Cougars control the puck far side. Puck comes towards the line. Shot wide by the Cougars. Comes out towards the line. Dylan Johnson does a nice job and clears that puck. Got a minute 20 left in the power play to the Cougars. We got Mitchell, McLean, Tucker, and Derling on. Derling did a nice job of cutting that pass out, but Caps couldn't get out of the zone in time. So the face-off will come out into the Caps neutral zone. We got Mitchell, Munn, Derling, and Tucker out. That's shot forward by Munn. 1 minute left in the penalty to the Caps. Cougars come in, shot. Easy glove save for Culligan. Mitchell, Munn, Derling, and Tucker will stay out. One forward by the Cougars. Picked up by Tucker. Tucker tries far side boards. Kept in by the Cougars. Tipped in front. That's a loose puck covered by Culligan. Seconds left in the penalty to the Caps. We'll have Heffernan, Baxter, Toole, and LaBelle come out for the defensive zone face-off. Baxter in for the face-off. One back by Baxter. Toole tries the boards, but kept in by the Cougars. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Puck comes to the middle. Try to work it in front, but can't connect. Heffernan ices that all the way down. Baxter's in a race for it. Comes out in front of the net. 15 seconds left in the Caps. Penalty. They work it far side. Toole steps up to keep that at the line. It's off the linesman. Baxter works it past the defenseman. He gets it to Heffernan, and that's a goal. So that's Heffernan from Baxter. Give the Caps a 2-1 lead. At the end of the penalty. Was not a shorthanded goal though. Banksy makes it as the penalty box. So that's a goal for Bryce Heffernan, assisted by Jack Baxter. Give the Caps a 2-1 lead. Russell, Morton, Heffernan, O'Donnell, and Banks in for this shift. Russell pins his man up against the boards. Puck comes out to Morton. Morton stops up and resets, gets it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes far side to Heffernan. Heffernan goes through the middle to Russell. Russell dumps it in, and Morton will be in on the forecheck. Far side. Comes out with the puck. far side, in behind the net. Russell's there. He chips it out in front. Dylan with a nice try to get it over to Max Morton. Puck comes to the middle of the Binks. Binks took a little bit too long and it was blocked by the Cougars. Chipped into the corner. Bronson comes out in front, but knocked away by the Cougars, and the Cougars will come back the other way. 2-on-2, knocked away by O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets it back through the middle to Russell, and Russell will fire it deep. And we'll go for a line change here. Dylan Johnson's in deep to pick up that puck. Keeps it in the corner, works it out in front. McLean picks it up, he has a shot on, but blocked by the Cougars. Kept in at the line by Tucker. McLean with a sharp angle shot off the side of the net. Cougars work it up the near side and through the middle. It's a one-on-one here. Tucker knocks it away from Cougars player. Behind the net, there's a player out in front, uncovered. And a backdoor shot here. Caps have got to start looking around and not just watching the puck. McLean on the forecheck. Cougars work the puck into their own zone. And they're going to call a trip on that. That's a tough call. Cougars player was off balance. Hart got his stick into the skates. The Caps will go back to the penalty kill here with 5:21 left in the first period. Baxter, LaBelle, and Toole. Face off one by Tucker. Toole plays it in behind to LaBelle. LaBelle turns and fires it into the bench. Probably had a bit more time there to make sure he iced the puck through the middle. Puck will come back inside the zone. Puck is tied up, comes out to the line. Cougars work at far side and set up. Baxter doing a good job keeping pressure on. That's sent towards the middle, knocked down by Toole. Toole couldn't quite get that in. Kept in by the Cougars. LaBelle will be in there first. He doesn't get good stick on that, and the Cougars will bring the puck out from the corner. Sent through the middle, out to the far side. That's knocked down by Munn and sent out by Baxter. 1:15 left in the penalty to the Caps. Baxter and Mitchell put the pressure on to keep the puck deep. Knocked away by Mitchell, almost had a chance out front. Cougars come back the other way. They go along the ice. Sent out to the line, but not quite out. 50 seconds left in the penalty to the Caps. They work it around the perimeter. Cycle to the corner. And coming out in front, looking for a shot opportunity. Work to the line. They're trying that low cross-ice pass, but Caps are getting their sticks in to disrupt that. That's a good effort by Heffernan to get that out. Mitchell's got the pressure on here. So we got Mitchell, Heffernan, Toole, and O'Donnell out right now. Cougars, inside move, goes behind the net. They send it out in front. Back to even strength. Hart Johnson off the bench to try and disrupt that. Mitchell sends it up to Hart, and we'll go for a change. Hart's on the forecheck. Good job by Hart. Fight. Tries to play that in front, but can't get it in front. Morton tries to play at the Binks, but it's on the wrong side of him, but Binks comes back. Binks tried to play it up to Morton. Played out in front. There's another penalty to the Caps there. Alright, Caps back to the penalty kill. Call is boarding on the Caps. Looks like the Cougars player might have been a little bit off balance going into the corner, but his hands in the back. Got face off. Won by the Caps, but they couldn't get it out. Play it into the corner. And out to the line. Far side for Cougars. Shot. Saved by Culligan. Comes around to the near side. Goes around and into the corner. Binks has a chance to get that out. Goes out. Not quite out. Going to be picked up by Tucker. Tucker tries the boards. Caps get it out. One almost had a chance to go for escape. Cougars work it into the corner. We got a minute 10 left in the penalty. They work it in behind the net. Back out into the corner. They go try that cross ice pass, but knocked away by the Caps. They work it around the near side here. They curl and into the corner. Binks picks it up and ices it. So we got 40 seconds left on the penalty with the Caps. And got a line change there. McLean, Dylan Johnson, Toole and LaBelle out to try and kill the rest of us off. 30 seconds left. Cougars walk in, fire it. Deflected aside, off the post and out the other side. And Johnson fires that deep. There's 10 seconds left in the penalty with the Caps. Forecheck by McLean and Johnson. They work it up through the middle. It's off the stick. And work it back in deep by Toole. We're back to even strength with 40 seconds left in the period. Cougars will regroup behind the net. They chip that in. Icing's waved off. LaBelle works it up the near side to Heffernan. Heffernan tried to work it in the middle, but Cougars were there. It's deflected high and wide. 15 seconds left in the period. Puck comes out to the point. They work it through the middle. Baxter picks up the loose puck. He's going to send Mitchell away, but Mitchell falls. But 5 seconds left, and that will about do it. So 2-1 Caps after one period of play. Caps played almost half the period on the penalty kill, so something that they'll have to sort out. Looks like the referees calling almost everything. Don't recognize it. Face-off won by the Cougars. Shot towards the net. Saved by Culligan. Cougars had a chance there. They put one off the post. Erling goes far side to Morton. Morton's got Russell. Puck's in the middle, but comes out to the Cougars. They'll work it back the other way. Cougars control the puck. Shot blocked by Morton. Puck's in the corner. Cougars working around the outside. Knocked away by Munn. Erling tries to get the puck up the boards. Picked up by Russell. Russell works it in deep. Caps will go for a change. Johnson, McLean come on to join Erling and Liddell. Picked off by Dylan Johnson. Works it in the middle to Hart. That was picked off by Hart Johnson. Works it in the middle to Dylan Johnson for a shot. That's deflected by the Caps. So icing will be weighed off. Liddell works it up the near side to Hart Johnson. He gets it out to McLean. He's got Dylan Johnson with him. McLean goes wide. Around the net. Works it back to Dylan Johnson, who tries to find Blake McLean. Blake plays it to Liddell. To McLean on net. Shot and saved by the Cougars goalie. Johnson, Jewell, and Liddell out to the offensive zone face-off. McLean controls it. He comes out with it. Shot on. Saved by the Cougars goalie. Hart tried to jam that out in front. Blake McLean gets knocked down in the corner. Hart in to help. Comes around to the near side. Comes out to Toole. Toole fires it back in, but it's right under the stick of the Cougars defenseman. Cougars come in. They spin. Look for the far side pass. Toole beats his man to the puck in the corner. Cougars dump it into the far side corner. Liddell's in there to fight for it. Comes near side. Toole does a nice job of pinching off his man. Works the far side to Heffernan. Heffernan's in with Baxter going towards the net. Heffernan sends it towards the net. That's tipped by Baxter. He comes for the jam play on the near side. Puck is loose in front of the net and iced by the Cougars. Puck will come all the way down into the Cougar zone. 10:45 left in the second period. Mitchell, Baxter, Heffernan, Binks, and O'Donnell out to the cap. Face-off won by the Cougars. Right around the net. Pinched off by Heffernan. Mitchell picks up the puck, comes in, shot off the goalie's mask. It looks like the net is off. Played out in front. Mitchell picks up the loose puck. Waffle towards the net. Baxter fighting for the puck. Mitchell's in the corner, pinned up against his skate. Caps try and work it out. Comes to Baxter. Baxter gets it to Heffernan. Heffernan shot, deflected. It's going to come all the way down to the cap zone. O'Donnell will be there first. He loses an edge. Coming around the net. Puck comes out. Played back in by the Cougars. O'Donnell tried to get it through the middle to Mitchell, but it was behind Mitchell a little bit. Good job lifting the stick there by Baxter to take that puck away. He gets it to Heffernan, who gets it into the middle to Mitchell. Mitchell goes wide, fires it into the corner. Baxter picks it up, works it around the net to Mitchell. Mitchell tried to go near side, but Baxter had gone for a change. Got a partial change here. We got Morton, Russell, Heffernan, Durling, and Tucker on for the Caps. Shot deep by the Cougars. Tucker into the corner to play that. Two bodies down. Puck comes out to the line. Shot on, but knocked down by Durling. Durling plays it off the boards to Morton. Morton gets the line and dumps it in deep. He's got Russell out in front. He tries to go short side low. Good try, but saved by the goalie. Line keeps it in. He tried to get it back to Morton. They couldn't connect. Cougars work it back the other way. Low shot, stopped by Culligan. Morton into the corner, he works it in behind the net. Durling plays that to Munn. Munn gets it to the middle to McLean, but it's off his stick and a little too far. Munn will pick up that loose puck. Working in through the middle, he's through. Shot, scores. He beats the goalie glove side. Bar down to make it 3-1 Caps. So that's Parker Munn from Blake McLean. Ray Durling might get an assist off that, but not sure what the official score is. So we'll have McLean, Johnson, Mitchell, LaBelle, and Toole out for this face-off. Mitchell and LaBelle hold that up at the line. Mitchell comes out through the middle. He walks in, shoots, and scores. Beat the goalie glove side. So that'll be Liam Mitchell with the fourth goal for the Caps. 8:04 left in the second period. I'd give Jack LaBelle an assist on that. We got McLean, Johnson, Toole, and LaBelle out for the Caps. This is McLean. He tried to work it back to Toole, but he's in his feet a little bit. LaBelle gets the puck out. McLean and Johnson on the forecheck. Worked up the near side, far side by the Cougars. Jack LaBelle with a move. Evade his defender. He works it in. Caps are in offside. McLean, Johnson, O'Donnell, and Binks out for the Caps. 7:39 left in the second period. Face-off is in some feet. Cougars will come out with the puck. Binks steps up and knocks that away. O'Donnell picks up the loose puck and sends Johnson. But Johnson got hit by a sniper at the blue line. Sure if he's got a big problem there. We got Baxter Heffernan to need another forward, I think. Liam Mitchell's going to come on for the face-off. Baxter's in for the face-off. Baxter, Heffernan, Mitchell takes in O'Donnell. O'Donnell chips it into the corner. Heffernan will go get it. Heffernan sends it out high, and Mitchell picks it up. He's in 2-on-1 with Baxter. Beats his man wide. Comes towards the net. Picked up by Heffernan. Heffernan gets it to O'Donnell. And O'Donnell gets it back to Heffernan. Caps try and work it. Kept in by O'Donnell. And they're calling a hand pass on the Cap, so the puck will come out into the neutral zone. Heffernan, Mitchell, Baxter, O'Donnell, and Binks. wins the face-off to Baxter. Mitchell gets it over to Binks, and Binks dumps it into the Cougar zone. Good forecheck there by Heffernan. He knocks the puck away. Cougars try and come outside. Comes to the line. Binks keeps it in. Sends it in deep. Heffernan and Baxter in on the forecheck with Mitchell. Causing havoc. Mitchell knocks away the puck. Cougars work it up the far side. Good back check by Mitchell. Mitchell picks it up, sends it to Baxter, and gets it to Heffernan in the middle. Heffernan with a nice move. Puck sitting. Sterling's going to pick up the puck at the point. Binks goes for a change. The puck will come on. Send in front. Off the skate and behind the net. Mitchell comes out with the puck. Gives it to Tucker at the line. Tucker gives it back to Mitchell. He locks in. Shot on. Rebound. Rebound was right there for Heffernan. Big glove save by the Cougars goalie. Hey, how are you? Trigby's on the lines, is he? Trigby on the line? Oh, okay, gotcha. How are the boys making out in the tournament? Good? Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, nice good competition then, eh? Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, so it's just like AI. It follows the player movement basically. Works quite well. Yeah. Yeah, someone from the team bought it, so yeah, it's pretty handy. Good. Yeah. Yeah, it was actually up in Quebec with Williams this past week, so I talked to her. Well, I work for Natural Resources. She works for the Canadian Forest Service, so connected. Yeah. Yeah, I know he's a good guy. Yeah, even thinking about a couple of years ago. So I know that's where I live. Face off in the cap zone, ring around to the near side. Oh yeah. Yeah. Dylan Johnson works with the Hart Johnson into the corner. He's pinned up against the boards. Cougars with the puck out through the middle. Bell and Toole are back. Cougars curl with the puck. That comes into Kelly's glove. And a whistle is blown. .341 left in the second period. Mitchell, Baxter, Heffernan, LaBelle, and Toole onto the Caps. Worked around by LaBelle to the far side to Heffernan. Heffernan worked it in between Mitchell and Baxter. Played up through the middle by the Cougars. Got a bit of a rush going here. Shot off the post and wide. Puck comes out to the point. Blocked by Baxter. That was offside. Drop back. They got it right in the end. Puck came out. The Cougars brought it back in with a man still in the zone. The late whistle, but it'll come all the way down into the Cougars zone. Mitchell, Heffernan, Baxter, Tool, and LaBelle. It's off LaBelle's stick and picked up by the Cougars. They work the puck in. Shot out by Tool. Sent back in by the Cougars. LaBelle loses an edge there. Makes a move. Finds Baxter's skate. Baxter puts it in. And on the forecheck, they're going to call a penalty on that. But that's not really a penalty. And we'll take an unsportsmanlike as well. The Caps will have to kill off the 4-minute penalty here. With 2:44 left in the second period. We got Morton, Munn, Dixon, O'Donnell out to try and kill this off. Won by the Caps. O'Donnell ices that puck. Rolling puck. It'll make it all the way down into the Cougar zone. Cougars will reset. Chip it up through the middle. Good back check by Munn. Cougars bring that puck in. Bounces off the back. Cougars walk in. Good sticks in front to negate that chance. Saved by Culligan. 3:30 left in the penalty to the Caps. Clean. We got Mitchell, Hart Johnson, Sterling, Tucker in to kill the penalty. That shot was deflected away by Tucker. Puck comes out to the line. Worked in near side. A walk in, shot on, saved by Culligan. Puck was lying in the crease. Cougars gave a couple of jabs. Heffernan, Tool, and LaBelle out for the Caps. 2:30 left in double minor. Shot towards the net. Picked up by Heffernan. He works it out towards the line, but not quite out. Comes to the middle. Cougars curl. Right towards the net. They play it down low and back out in front. Saved by Culligan. Morton had a chance to clear, but couldn't get a good stick on it. That's sent towards the front of the net. Good job by LaBelle, tying up the stick. Nice anticipation by LaBelle to cut out that play. He's going to take the puck up the far side towards the net. He falls down, and that'll be a penalty on the Cougars to even things up. The first part of that double minor is expired. Minute 50 left. That penalty, so we'll play 4-on-4 for minute 51. Only 35 seconds left in the period. Clean, Munn, Tool, LaBelle. Face off one by Queen, back to Tool. Tool tried to put it deep, but the Cougars come back the other way. Played around by the Cougars, picked up by Munn. Munn works it into the middle of McLean. It's off his stick, but out of his own. 15 seconds left in the penalty. The ball spins in behind the net. He loses the puck, but Tool picks it up, gets it over to Munn. by Caps and Cougars, ready to go for the period here. 4-on-4 to start. We got Russell, Munn, Tucker, and Darling. Cougars bring it in on the far side. They work it back through the line and to the middle. Shot on, deflected away by Culligan. Tucker lost the puck there in a red spot. He's pinned up against the board. Poked into the corner by Tucker. Gets it to Russell. Russell gets it into the middle to Munn. Munn loses control of the puck. Another wet spot. 37 seconds left in the Cougars penalty. Munn comes out with the puck. Tried to get it to Russell. Chipped past Sterling. O'Donnell played out in front, played away by O'Donnell. Munn tries to get it over to Russell, but it's deflected by the Cougars. 10 seconds left in the penalty to the Caps. It'll be a short power play for the Caps. Played out by Darling. Dylan Johnson in on the forecheck. Puck comes out to the line to O'Donnell. O'Donnell fires it into the open corner. Picked up by Johnson, but he lost it. Johnson works it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell to McLean. That's knocked off. Hart stick. Hart comes out. Shot on, saved by the Cougars goalie. Rebound chance there for Dylan Johnson. Puck comes out to Binks at the line. Shot. Gloved by the Cougars goalie. Face off, won by the Cougars. Played into the middle. Mitchell picks up the puck. Shot on. Saved by the Cougars goalie. Face off, one back by the Caps. Heffernan controls, fires it on net. Mitchell picks up the loose puck and gets it to O'Donnell at the line. Shot and deflected by the Cougars. O'Donnell will come out to play that up the wing. Binks and Heffernan get that puck out. Caps on the power play here. That comes back to Binks at the line. Finds Mitchell wide. Shot. Off the glove. Rebounds there. Put in the net. So a quick power play goal for the Caps there. It was Liam Mitchell who puts home the rebound. Not sure you might give Graham Binks an assist on that. Cam Mitchell really missed the shot. Might have been a couple of chances in front too. Goal goes to Liam Mitchell. Power play goal. Mitchell to Derling. Derling to Tucker. Tucker up to Morton. Morton puts it in deep. Liam Mitchell on the forecheck. Played near side by the Cougars. They stop up and try the other side. Arkamon is over there. Throws that off. Cougars try near side. Straight through the middle. That's offside on the Cougars. 6:37 left in the third period. Johnson, McLean, Derling, and Tucker. Sent in deep by the Cougars. Tucker gets it through the middle to McLean. McLean's got Dylan Johnson on the far side. Works it into the middle, shot. Deflected aside by the Cougars shoulder. Cougars trying to work it up. Derling's taken down at the line. Sent in, taken in behind the net by the Cougars. Derling fighting for the puck, sent out in front. Picked up, loose puck picked up by Johnson temporarily. Shot, deflected high into the netting, and that was it. Face-off cleared away by Matthew O'Donnell. Zach Baxter and Bryce Heffernan in on the forecheck. Picked up by Baxter in the corner, walks out, jams it in, it's sitting in the blue paint, comes to Binks at the line, shot right into the goalie's chest. Russell, Baxter, Heffernan, Binks and O'Donnell. Offensive zone face-off, comes back to Binks. Binks spins and fires it into the corner. Baxter and Russell. Centered. O'Donnell puts it into the corner. Heffernan picks up. That's pushed out towards the line, but not far enough. Binks and O'Donnell are back. Loose puck out in front. Caps bring it out. Russell chips it at the line. Cougars come back the other way. Knocked away by the Caps. Played out of the zone by Binks. Cougars got the back in. They're offside and have to tag up. O'Donnell has time. O'Donnell to Baxter. Baxter tried to go through the middle to Heffernan, but picked off by the Cougars. Baxter and O'Donnell do a good job there and get it up to Russell. Russell gets it into the middle to Heffernan. Knocked off his stick. Heffernan, good heads up play. Off his stick towards the line. Sent out by the Cougars. Morton dumps it in deep. Comes out to the line to Toole. Just deflected on net. Line in the corner. Mitchell comes out with it. He tried to center it. It's onto the stick of the Cougars. And they'll come away. 3:30 left in the third period. Lavelle's got a bit of a rolling puck here. He settles it down and reverses it. Morton gets it to Toole. Toole tries the other side. Got Munn chips it out into the middle to Mitchell. Mitchell's hooked down, but the ref decided that wasn't a penalty. Toole picks up the puck, chips it out of the zone. Cougars bring it in the other way, but that's a nice back check by Mitchell to take it off his stick. Morton fires it, or Mitchell gets it over to Morton. That's knocked off his stick and out of the zone. Mitchell gets it to Derling. Derling spins and fires it into the corner. Cougars pick up behind the net. Left behind. Dylan Johnson chips it away. He's got a 3-on-1. Tried to get it in front to Hart, but it was on the heel of his stick, so he couldn't get a good stick on it. He controls behind the net, comes out in front. McLean, deflected shot, goes on net, but steered aside. Good back check by Dylan Johnson to take that one away. Hart's in on the forecheck here. Fighting for the puck in behind the net. McLean's out front. Darling and Tucker have the lines. Chipped away from the Caps. It's going to come out, but Tucker's going to come over and help out. He works it to Derling. Derling works it up to Dylan Johnson, but it's off his stick and picked up by the Cougars. Caps break up the play in the neutral zone. And there's, I guess, an interference call is what they're calling, which is, I don't know. Not sure. Didn't see it. The Caps will go back to the power play for minute 35 or less. Baxter, Heffernan, Dinks and O'Donnell. O'Donnell plays it in the open corner. Dinks has time to ice it. He chips it up. Picked up by Heffernan. Heffernan's in on a short-handed chance here. Backhand shot. Saved by the Cougars goalie. Minute 40 left. Dinks tried to cut that out, but couldn't. Nice play by Matthew O'Donnell to break that one up. Caps will have a chance to clear. Heffernan makes a nice move. He's got Baxter. He's directed into the boards. There's a late penalty called here. Heffernan puts it off the post. So the game will finish playing 4-on-4. It wasn't really a penalty either. You gotta have a little bit of contact. Russell, Morton, Toole, and Lavelle come out to the cap. Russell in for the face-off. Russell wins it forward and controls. Got two guys on him in the corner. Morton comes to help. He's upended. Played in behind the net. 35 seconds left in the game. Right up through the middle, picked off by Russell. Russell works it the other way. He's taken down. Slides into the corner. Morton causes a turnover. Cougars come back the other way. Cougars played into the corner. They look out in front. Shot saved by Culligan. It's loose. but blown dead by the referee. 8 seconds left in the game. Morton, Johnson, Derling, Tucker. Behind the net. 3 seconds left. The Caps take this one 5-1. They'll go upriver to Heartland tomorrow to play the Northwest Bulls.